Hi, and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan, and you know each and every week I like to bring you celebrities and fun things from around New Mexico and beyond right here on KRQE Channel 13. If you want to be part of the show, just email newmexicorising@gmail.com. And honestly, I want to give away something right now this very second. All right. All you got to do is send me an email, newmexicorising@gmail.com, and I will give you a family 4-pack of passes from one of our sponsors. It is ABQ Golf and Games. They have a little arcade off of Juan Tabo, and here's your chance to take up to 4 people with you to go play some video games in their cool arcade for as long as you want. See, there's no tokens, no coins, nothing like that. All you got to do is show up and say, hey, I won from New Mexico Rising, and you'll get this family 4-pack of passes, and they'll let you on it. So the first person that sends me this, your favorite TV show, send me an email to newmexicorising@gmail.com and tell me your favorite TV show. First person that does it gets that family 4-pack. And maybe the second person that does it too. Why? Because I'm feeling generous this morning. Today we have a cool show. We got a whole bunch of celebrities. A little later on the show, we're going to talk to Adam Scott. You might recognize him from Parks and Rec. And also, are your eyes feeling a little sore? Do you need them checked or looked at? Well, I got an ophthalmologist that's going to be talking to us about some hints and tips and tricks and how to make your eyes feel a little better. And we'll talk about it right here on New Mexico Rising. Plus, I travel out of the States and recorded a really cool music video with someone named Leeni, and we'll show you that by the end of the show. It's all happening today on New Mexico Rising. Millions of people in the United States live with eye conditions that could cause blindness if it's left untreated. And age-related macular degeneration is one of the most common causes of vision loss later in life, which is affecting millions of Americans. So today we have Dr. Talia Kaden, an ophthalmologist at Manhattan Eye, Ear, and Throat Hospital, here to explain ways to prioritize your eye health in the new year. Good morning, Dr. Kaden. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so what is wet age-related macular degeneration, and who does it tend to affect?
Sure. So age-related macular degeneration is a disease that impacts over 20 million Americans. So it's very common, and it's a disease of the macula, which is the central part of the retina, the part that allows you to see closely, to read, to recognize faces. Of those 20 million, about 1.5 million have wet macular degeneration. And this is a disease caused by abnormal blood vessels that grow in the macula, and that can cause bleeding, swelling, and vision loss, all of which can impact the way you see. In terms of who is at risk for it, just like the name implies, it's more common in people who are over the age of 60. It's also more common in women. It's more common in people with high blood pressure, people who are obese or who smoke. And it's more common in anybody who has a family history of the disease. So for any of those patients, we really recommend that you see your eye doctor every year in order to make sure that you don't have macular degeneration.
So how is wet AMD treated, and what are the current treatment options?
So wet macular degeneration is treated with an injection of medication into the eye, and this medication is given anywhere between every month to every 2, 3, or even 4 months. We have a lot of really great options, including our most recently approved option, which is called Vabysmo. But as with every medication or treatment, we always recommend that you talk to your eye doctor about what the right treatment is for you.
So what should older adults and caregivers know about wet AMD prevention?
Well, the first thing is to really know what the symptoms of macular degeneration are, and in particular, the symptoms of wet macular degeneration. And these can include things like blurry vision or difficulty driving, difficulty seeing TV. Can also be when straight lines might look wavy. So if you're looking at your bathroom tile or a flagpole outside your window and it seems like those don't look straight anymore, those are all reasons that you need to go in and be seen by an eye doctor and then potentially referred to a retina specialist if you need treatment for the macular degeneration.
Is there anything else that we should know or something that we're missing?
No, I mean, I would say the most important things, again, are do things that are good for your eyes and good for your body. So eating lots of green leafy vegetables, taking care of your health, making sure you're at a healthy weight. Those are all really good things to do. And then paying attention if you're noticing a change in your vision, if someone you care for is noticing a change in their vision, not to ignore those things, but to in fact go and be seen by an eye doctor, because we found that the earlier we can diagnose and identify and treat, especially macular degeneration, the more vision we can preserve and protect.
All right, Dr. Kaden, thank you for joining us. Where can our viewers go for more information?
So if you're interested in the medication I mentioned, you can go to vabysmo.com. But if you're interested in information about macular degeneration in general, I always recommend the American Academy of Ophthalmology, AAO.org, or the American Society of Retina Specialists, ASRS.org. Both of these are great websites with lots of really wonderful resources.
Well, thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up next, Adam Scott from Parks and Rec. He's got a new show. We'll talk about it. And coming up a little later, we talk to the kids of Avatar. Yes, it's one of the biggest movies of all time. And they're right here on our show. If you didn't see this interview already, we're doing it again. Why not?
So, you know, sometimes you go to work each and every day. Wouldn't it be nice to just kind of forget everything that happens for at least the 8 hours that you're there and then go home and just kind of live your life? Well, that may not actually be a good thing. In the new TV series Severance, it's all about that. And today we have Adam Scott with us to tell us about the new show that's available on Apple TV+. How are you, Adam?
Good. How you doing, Dan?
Doing fabulous. Hey, I actually ran into you this past Sunday over at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh, great.
I got this fabulous photo of me and Ben Stiller, and in the background, I get a shot of you kind of scowling at me, but I could tell.
Really?
Yeah, it's really kind of funny, but the next photo I have is you laughing, so I think you kind of did it on purpose just to mess with us as you photobombed us.
Maybe so, yeah.
So, hey, I've checked out your new series. It's a great show. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, it takes place in a world where there's a technology. You can get a chip inserted in your brain, so your work life and your home life are completely separate. You don't know what you do at work when you're out in the world, and then when you're at work, you have no idea who you are out in the world. So you have two separate lives that you live, and it kind of goes from there. And this big company, Lumen, that invented the technology and uses it on their workers, is where the show takes place.
I'm absolutely captivated by the show already. It's just so eerie.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's so eerie. It's so weird. It has like dark moments and still kind of funny moments in it. Can you kind of tell us, like when working on the show, what are some of the things that you guys kind of work through to try to create that feeling and experience for us viewers at home?
Yeah, I mean, starting a show from scratch is always challenging because you have to find the tone. You have to figure everything out as you're going, as you're making it. And, while we were making the show, we had no idea if it was going to work or not. And we all felt like, this is really fun and special and unique, but it's really weird. Like, is anyone going to watch this? So the fact that it did connect when it came out and people are into it and critics really liked it, it's just all, we're all just so grateful and so happy that, that it's connected as much as it has.
I think the reason why it's connecting is because a lot of us do go to that 9-to-5 job, and we find ourselves we find ourselves a little kind of loving moments, but hating moments. But this movie or the show really kind of shows that there are the times that you have fun with your coworkers, and it seems okay, and then it just has that awkward feeling of like, hey, yeah, it is work. We do have to do this. So it kind of reflects at home, despite being such a high sci-fi drama.
Yeah, and I think also the pandemic really, pushed people to re-examine work and the relationship to it, and so I think that resonated with people as well.
Yeah, the more I watch the show, the more I want to go back into my office and just be frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing for me, but what else do you have on the docket? What do you have that you're also working on coming up soon?
Well, we have a new season of Party Down coming out on February 24th on Starz, which is great. It's been 13 years since season 2, so we're all really excited about that. So that's coming out really soon.
Well, thank you very much for joining me this morning. I actually voted for you for the Critics' Choice Awards. I was kind of upset that you didn't win, but I really loved your performance in Severance.
Thanks, Dan.
And all of the good work that you did. So congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Good
Appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. All right, but we'll talk to you soon. Check out Severance. It's available now on Apple TV+. Adam Scott, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thanks, Dan.
So what do you do when you don't want a bunch of stinky hippies come to your church? Well, guess what? You invite them. In the new movie, Jesus Revolution, that's exactly what they do, and it causes a huge revolution. And today, we're talking with Joel Courtney and Anna Grace Barlow about their new movie that's going to be theaters on the 24th. Hello, you two. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Doing great.
Okay, so tell me about this story. I know it takes place in the 1970s. It's a true story. What was your perspective on it?
It's an incredible story of this revival that sweeps through the whole nation, and it brings alive the church, pretty much. I mean, it revitalizes this tired, kind of like broken down, closed off system of like religion, and it starts with these hippies that you wouldn't think that would be at the core of the situation, and it's this beautiful relationship, young love, overcoming struggles, and love conquering all in the church and also in relationship.
Well said.
And jumping into like a period film, how is that when you get into the shoes of days ago and you see the sets and you feel like you've walked back in time? What is that experience like for you guys?
Oh, isn't it so much easier to do a period piece? Because you walk in and you're like, I am this character because I didn't exist yet, like in this world. And it's cool to like, the production value was amazing. The costumes, incredible. And so it was very, very easy to step into the very cool shoes of like both of these people, because everything around us just created that amazing, very, real environment. It was great.
I've always said that one of the things that really allowed me to get into character every day was when my sideburns went on. I was in character because that's not what I have, obviously. And so like it was one of those things where it was like a triggering moment every morning. Sideburns go on, and like that was my deep dive into the 70s right there.
Yeah.
I was just like in.
Oh yeah.
That's how you get into your acting chops, by having pork chops.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Acting pork chops. That's good.
Acting pork chops.
You like that? How was it working with Kelsey Grammer, Frasier? This is great.
Legend.
Unreal. He's so cool. And we were talking about this earlier. He is so passionate about the story and about acting in general. It's so inspiring, and it made me realize, like, maybe one day, hopefully, if I get to be as seasoned as he is or work as long as he has, I will still have that kind of joy and, like, nerdiness for acting. Kelsey's not a nerd, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, he has that passion for it, and he was just so kind and so great, and his performance is incredible. He elevated everybody.
Absolutely.
Did you just say the words Dr. Frasier Crane is not a nerd?
Listen, he is Frasier. We just said that every day on set. We're like, Frasier baptized me.
That's great. That's great. So when working on this film, what was it like working with the aspect of religious and non-religious peoples kind of coming together and trying to spread the word of peace and love?
Well, the message of peace and love is very transcendent. And so, a lot of people can get on board with that message from multiple different angles. And that's kind of what my experience was on set. Personally, I'm a Christian, and, there's people on set who aren't. And there's not a problem with that. There's this phenomenal story that we're telling. And, there was passion and joy from like everyone on set to tell this story, and an excitement. Yes. I mean, the script is so good, the story is so beautiful, and these characters are just so like moving, and what they're going through is heartbreaking and powerful. And there was a love for the work and an open-mindedness for the story. And, that's all you can hope for, really.
Yeah, and it's amazing when a script moves you so much, and then to have it translate to screen in the way that this movie does is all you can ever hope for. To have like a script like that reads like that translates so well. We're so excited.
Well, thank you two very much. Yeah, I agree with the peace and love message for sure, and at least it's a good enough message to make itself on the cover of a Time magazine. So,
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Joel and Anna, you should check out their brand new movie, Jesus Revolution. It is going to be in theaters on the 24th. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we'll talk to the kids of Avatar about their new movie. Yes, it did well in theaters, but I want to check in on them. A little later, we still got Leeni and her music, all right here on New Mexico Rising. All right, it was 2009 when we were treated to the first Avatar movie directed by James Cameron. And 12 years later, the world's most anticipated sequel, Avatar, The Way of Water, is now in theaters. We check in on the Na'vi a decade later, and now they have kids. So, taking on a new generation of being blue in Pandora, let's welcome the kids cast of Avatar, Way of Water. We have Jack Champion, Bailey Bass, Trinity Bliss, and Jamie Flatters. How are you four?
We're great. How are you?
Swell.
Doing fabulous. This is like the world's most anticipated sequel because it came out 12 years ago. James Cameron's been promising a really great, solid movie, and I'm excited to see this. When it came out, it was eye-popping, it was new, there was new technologies, and they kind of had to invent even more technologies to create this film. That's why it took so long. Can you guys tell us about shooting underwater for so long?
Yes, underwater performance capture.
Was crazy. I mean, you know, groundbreaking. I have to say though, Albuquerque, I met Aaron Paul at the Avatar premiere, and he said that it was amazing.
Oh, did he? Well, there you go.
So,
yeah, that's our Albuquerque. I know you. Right when we jumped on, we were all talking about Breaking Bad and stuff. But how was it like working on this film? And like, you guys had to be underwater, or some of you had to be underwater for a lot of it. How was that? That must have been grueling.
I play Soraya, who's part of the Mecaina clan. So because we're surrounded by water, a lot of our performance capture is done underwater. The average scenes were probably 4 minutes. We got to a point, 4 minutes underwater for us after we were trained. And I don't think we realized that we were part of something so revolutionary at the time. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And it was just, we were just experiencing it all day to day.
I always looked forward to days in the tank with you all and just kind of being a little fish in the big tank and also doing our acting thing with all of you guys. And it was so much fun.
And how was it like walking on a set and having co-stars such as like Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, Kate Winslet, Sigourney Weaver, Jermaine Clement, all these people? How are these, like, how is that life walking and be like, hey, these are my like co-stars, these are my new family?
I mean, I don't think I ever got used to, like, I mean, like, you get used to it, but you never, at the same time, never get used to, like, walking in the makeup room, you know, where you get, like, the face dots, and just seeing Zoe or Sigourney.
Or Sig.
Or, yeah, it's just like, I'm always, in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's Sigourney Weaver from Ghostbusters. Like, I've known her for 5 years now, and I'm like, that's Sigourney Weaver. So, it's always a special feeling.
Definitely.
And I also hear that Trinity might have a new college fund because of a curse jar? What happened here?
Yeah.
Actually, it didn't end up being a college fund because it was all donated to a good cause, to a canine shelter.
Canine shelter.
What comes out of one mouth goes into another mouth, and those happen to be puppies' mouths.
Nice.
But considering how much, like, for example, Sam curses day to day,
Yeah.
I think it was more than $500 if you count every single one.
Yeah.
Sam just rolls up with a wallet. It's like, hey, come here, Trinity. I got like, can I get a credit, $30 for at least the next hour?
He would. He'd start the day with like, what, negative $40? To be like, oh, I paid my debt.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So the new movie's in theaters. Are you guys like ecstatic? How's it been going on in your life and your families? You guys just losing it?
Absolutely ecstatic.
We're ecstatic.
It's really exciting, and these characters are so specific, and so you feel like you know them when you watch them. You feel like they're your friends, and I love that. Even though it's like this alien planet, and it's such an immersive film. It's very grounded at the core of it, and the core is family, and I'm excited for people of all ages to feel so connected when they watch this film.
That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, and I hear that, yeah, extending to a new generation. What do you think? How are these Na'vi going to act? They used to be warriors, but now they have to protect kids. So that's a good question to see how this movie's going to turn out.
Yeah, the stakes are a lot higher now.
Yeah.
I mean, you put kids into the
Yeah.
puzzle, it's going to get very, very interesting. So the action scenes, you thought the first film was really mind-blowing. This one, I think, definitely topped it in terms of action.
Yeah, and it really is one for everyone. The way it has action, it's a tearjerker, and also it has so much heart and a great story. And of course, there's the sci-fi and the spectacle, and so it's mind-blowing.
Well, all right. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. I want to tell everybody to go check out Avatar: The Way of Water.
Woo, woo.
It is in theaters now. Thank you guys for being with me this
Thank
morning.
you so much.
And that's it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me this morning. I'm here each and every week, every Sunday. If you want to be part of the show, just email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. And like I said earlier in the show, the first person that emails me right now and tells me their favorite TV show, I'm going to get them from one of our sponsors a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ Golf and Games. They're located right off of Juan Tabo, and you and up to 4 people could go to their arcade. There's no coins, no tokens needed. All you got to do is have fun and play as many video games as you want. There's even pool and ping pong and a whole bunch of other fun things. And I know Friday night they do karaoke over there, so join us because I like to go to that one. So go check it out. First person, remember, newmexicorising@gmail.com. Send me that email of your favorite TV show. And that's it for New Mexico Rising. If you want to do something today, go to the Bonifacio Complex. It's part of APS. There is the Metro Youth Art Exhibit. It's going to be going on for a few more weeks. If you want to check out some of the art that some of these students did, it's awesome. So that's it. That's the what to do's before the news. I will see you next week. My name is Dan. See you guys right here on New Mexico Rising. And before you go, here is the artist Leeni, Leeni. You can find her leeni.bandcamp.com and the song Laura. So there it is, right here on New Mexico Rising. Thanks for joining us.
Say that they've all left you behind. Your heart broke when the party died. Drape your arms around me and softly say, can we dance upon the tables again? With your smile so wide and your heels so high, you can cry, but your glad rags on and join the fun. To that lonely song, you're the train that crashed my heart. You're the glitter in the dark. Ooh, Laura, you're more than a superstar. And in this horror show, I've got to let you know. Ooh, Laura, you're more than a superstar. Say that you're stuck in a pale blue dream. Tears feel hard.